Hallo. Um, Hi. I didn't really plan to disappear for this long. I wanted to come back and make more videos, but life is kinda this past year. I don't want to get super personal, but to sum it all up, my mind is not the best. Many family members passed away, plus I moved to another state, so it's not really easy. I also graduated high school and I have no idea how to move forward with my life. I'm still kind of figuring it out. Also, another big reason that caused me to leave was because my computer died twice. I might make a video of that at some point, but yeah, I had a lot of other video ideas that just will not see the light of day. All the recordings I made for it are now gone, so yeah. But back to the topic of this video, I'm a part of a specific Discord server that had a art event called Twist and Change, where the prompt was that we had to take a character from My Little Pony and give a twist to it. Say if Luna and Celestia switched places, or if Fluttershy went to magic school instead of Twilight, things like that. My idea was a bit out there considering lack of knowledge in the topic, but hey, at least I wasn't that bad. I got like 5th place, I think, so like I'd say that's solid. So I just decided to turn this into a video because why not? Let me just explain real quick what Paranormal Order even is, because I know the majority of you are here for horse girls and not blood zombies. Ordem Paranormal or Paranormal Order is a Brazilian RPG to the likes of Critical Role, created by the streamer Rafael Lange, or Selbit. If you were in the KOSMP fandom in 2023, you know the guy. It started in 2020, and over the years, the story, universe, and characters of the original first season evolved and changed, leading, at the time of writing/recording this, 4 main seasons, 2 spin-offs, and a 3rd one now in October, 2 specials, and 1 video game. I love this RPG, and that's why I decided to make this my specific prompt. In the RPG, there's another reality called the other side, or the paranormal, where all of the bad creatures of folklore and media such as zombies, werewolves, the boogeyman, angels, Cerberus, giant spiders, aliens, etc. come from. Dividing both worlds, there is a membrane, an invisible wall that separates both realities from intersecting, but the membrane can get thinner with fear. Fear is the driving force of the paranormal, and the occultists use this to their advantage. The occultists are people normally with ill intent that use the paranormal to gain power, and uses its rituals or the magic system in the RPG to their advantage. In the blue corner though, there's the Ordem Reagitas, a underground organization that fights against the paranormal and the occultists, keeping the balance of reality. There's also 4 elements in the RPG, just like we have 4 elements in the real world, them being death, blood, knowledge, and energy, but I'll talk about them later. But what if instead of our world, the paranormal went to Equestria? Let's start in backwards order with Fluttershy. I say backwards order because I actually did her last, but her lore actually comes first, so I'm showing her first. Fluttershy is a death occultist, meaning her element is death. The element is categorized with grays and blacks, and it's related to various characteristics such as spirals, repetition, black ooze, and time distortion, also distorting the echoic perception of each individual's existence. So yeah, the main changes to an aligned death user is weight loss, skin getting more gray, pointy ears, fully black eyes, and black streaks on their face, and hair color turning white or black. Also lack of empathy and detachment of the effects that death can cause. Her design actually took me a long time to think about because I had way too many ideas, but eventually I got convinced the first one was the better one. She has a more gray, pale skin tone, her wings got more gray as well, a long green dress with some pink leaf designs on it, and a corset belt with a tiny black cloak and boots. They do have cutie marks in my version, although most won't even show up, but hers is in her arm arm/shoulder area. The lore I rewrote for her is that her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Shy, were actually paranormal investigators in their youth. Because they were so shy, they worked alone, and no one really suspected. Eventually, they told their tales to their kids. While Zephyr Breeze didn't care, Flutters got really interested and dug deeper. But there's not really like a lot of written knowledge about it. A lot of people avoid trying to write about it, but still she decided to learn about paranormal creatures, trying to make them behave since she loves animals. But whenever they didn't learn anything, she decides to fight against them because these creatures actually hurt her animals. Her main pose that I'll be doing in a second is her trying to fight someone with her main weapon, which are knives. Even though she's not the fighting type, she, in my idea, got into a situation that she can't really run from. So I made it red because I wanted her to be fighting like a blood creature, or at least that's what the feeling I wanted to give off, which is another element that I'll talk in the next video, not in this one, sorry. A little bit more about my relationship with this RPG. Actually, I didn't want to start watching it whenever I got into it because it was actually my brother who was a really big fan of it whenever it started. I was like never really into it. He eventually started talking to me about this specific character that died and that he really loved this character and that it was so unfair that she died and that I really had to watch it because it was really worth it, and all my Pinterest only showed this goddamn RPG, so I was like, fine, I'm gonna watch it. Then I finished catching up to the 3rd season and I got a hoodie for way too much money. So yeah, I'm a huge fan. I really like it. Honestly, if it wasn't for this RPG, I probably wouldn't be neither who I am today, nor would I be doing what I like to do. I just wouldn't know the people that I actually love and care so much about. This RPG made a huge impact in my life and I love it a lot. It means a lot to me. Fluttershy's design, I actually didn't really want to do it in the beginning because whenever I like made out all of her designs, I actually made the most designs for her. Hers was the one that the first one I didn't really like. It felt too medieval. I really liked the 3rd one though. It made her look more like a hipster. But eventually I got convinced to like not do it because if you look at the Death Occultists in the original RPG, they are such emo medieval bitches that it just made sense. I just had to do it. Her elements sounded wrong at first to me whenever I was like deciding, but like her not caring about death works well because then she doesn't suffer as much if her critters die, and also gives her character more depth because she can just start considering why she's even fighting the paranormal in the first place if she doesn't care about the death of her animals anymore, or at least doesn't really feel the weight of their death anymore. So I thought it would feed her really great. Also, the element has healing rituals, like the person can make the wounded area age faster, causing the wound to heal quicker, and the person to age physically by 1 year. So I thought it would be fitting for her to be an occultist of an element that has healing rituals and just mostly knowing more about the creatures they fight and how to spot them, stuff like that. But yeah, this is Fluttershy. I think her design is adorable and it really fits her personality well. Now for Rainbow Dash. She's a energy fighter. The energy element is categorized with bright pinks, purples, and blues, and it's categorized as everything that cannot be controlled. The intangible, anarchy, and transformation. So yeah, Discord. Coming up with her design was quite easy. She has a more jellyfish haircut and a more tan skin, a cropped shirt that is just Rainbow Dash with a plain black shirt underneath. Because she likes speed so much, I figured she would wear something to cover herself from the intense wind speeds. Those 2000 pants that like you can zip them off and turn them into shorts. I actually just took the pants I made for NOC. I'm not even joking. even the same color. Some knee-high rainbow socks and combat boots with her cutie mark opposite of Fluttershy's on her shoulder because she just thinks it's cool. The changes the energy element can cause are more subtle, especially over time. So for her eyes are just mostly inconsistent colors. And when I mean elements, let me just go over what I mean by that real quick with some real world language. Everything in the other side is ruled by an element. So a fish is a water element creature because it lives on water. The same way a blood zombie is a blood creature because it's made out of a corpse. And the rituals work kinda like bending in Avatar, but you just sell your soul for it. Rainbow Dash's lore is a lot of headcanons, so thanks equestria for the ideas. If you don't like it, if you disagree with my headcanons, it's okay. Rainbow Dash had a twin brother named Rainbow Blitz that died young while performing a dangerous stunt that Rainbow Dash convinced him to do. She feels super guilty about it and wanted to talk to him again to apologize. She tells Fluttershy about it, her childhood friend, because I just figured they would just like be closer when they were kids. After the Sonic Rainbow and Flutters starts to hang out more on Earth, she mentions the paranormal and that someone might be able to help her. Something happens that I will talk about better later, and now Rainbow Dash is super scared and hates the paranormal, avoiding rituals, but still fighting alongside her friends because of her loyalty to them. You might have seen like during the time lapse, I actually planned for Rainbow Dash to be like leaning forward at first while holding a match, but the idea didn't really go through with me because it just looks kind of weird. The idea for the original pose was because she was heavily inspired by a character from the original RPG called Edding. She's a really chaotic and fun character that is just like all over the place, just doing shit, and she really likes fire, so she just really reminded me of Rainbow Dash a little bit, but I decided against it because it just wasn't really clicking. So I changed it for her like looking up, probably at Pinky just doing her stuff. I don't know what yet, I might decide it later. And also just her shirt saying 20% cooler than you is just literally Rainbow Dash. But I digress. Like I mentioned earlier, I didn't really want to talk a lot about why I left and just my personal life in general because shit's being quite tough. Like I said, I've just graduated high school and I just don't know where to go from here, like what college to go to, if I should even go to college, what I should graduate in college, and what I'll do after that. I have my dreams and aspirations, of course, but I'm just still kind of indecisive about everything in general, or like if I should pursue art or if I should pursue video editing because I've been editing a lot of videos, or if I should pursue illustration and animation because it is something that I really like, but I don't know. Something that I also wanted to mention, also just kind of a bit of a self-promo right here, if you end up getting interested in the Paranormal Order universe but you just don't want to watch 30 plus episodes with 4-hour episodes each, I recommend you to watch a little channel called Ordem Resumitas. It's a fan-made channel made from fans to fans that I'm working currently with to just summarize the entire RPG and the entire lore of the campaigns. The videos are in Portuguese, but they do have English captions. Also, we have Spanish captions, Italian captions, Russian, French. So yeah, there's a lot of languages. You can join if you speak another language besides English. Just go to the channel, I'm gonna leave it in the description, because it is already announced that we're summarizing one of the spin-offs. So if you just want to learn more about the series, you can just check it out. I think it's just really nice what we're doing. But anyways, here is Rainbow Dash. Her design is honestly one of the most loyal to the actual character. I had a lot of people telling me that she just looks like Rainbow Dash, just like she's just literally Rainbow Dash, and that it fits her super well. And I just think it works, you know? The last redesign of the day, and actually the one that I first made, a rarity. She's a knowledge occultist. The knowledge element is represented by white and gold and yellow, and Selbit is totally not biased about it at all, don't worry. Quote, this element is categorized as discovery, deciphering, understanding, and learning. Quote. It is also responsible for keeping the reality balanced and making sure everything is in order. Her design was fairly simple to think of. She's tall and lean, quite pale. She has her signature hair, wears a white blouse with a lot of frills, a yellow corset belt thing with a really long golden train, and a black skirt and black heels with gold underneath. Lots of gold and emeralds for no particular reason. Her cutie mark is actually visible, and it's on her right hand. Why did I write left on my script? Anyway, it's on her right hand because she would enjoy showing it off and making outfits based on it. In addition, her eyes turned yellow and tattoos showed up around her arms with horror stories and the last words because it pleases the knowledge deity. I won't get into the deities here, don't worry. You might also be noticing in the time lapse, I had a lot of trouble with her second pose. It just was not working out. I don't know, I just kind of felt a little bit stressed, like drawing while recording a time lapse. So I just decided to stop recording, make a solid base that I was actually happy with, and then come back and go back to recording. So yeah, it's just, the sketch just pops up into existence. Something I forgot to mention about how magic systems work, because there's like two now in this version. The paranormal works kinda like a parasite here for not being native to this land, so it nullifies equestrian magic. While Twilight, a demigod, might be able to lift up little items when the main brain is thin with her magic, a normal unicorn like Rarity wouldn't be able to do that. That's why she's an occultist. Her lore is that during the Sonic Rainbow, while she was staring at that big rock, a blood zombie showed up and attacked her as a kid, giving her the scar she has on her eyes today. But when the Sonic Rainbow happens, it gave her a huge magic boost, just like it did with Twilight, at least that's my headcanon, helping her to kill the creature and discovering the gems inside the rock that the zombie had broken. It wasn't the Sonic Rainbow that broke the rock, it was the zombie. Eventually, she would meet Fluttershy and decides to help Rainbow Dash talk to her dead brother, but it backfires and they accidentally summon a guilt parasite, a creature that feeds off your guilt, making you have bad dreams. Mostly what I imagined happened in this dream was that probably Rainbow Dash just dreamed of her killing her brother, like a really realistic dream. They defeat the creature with the help of Fluttershy's parents, making Rarity even more willing to help people by fighting these creatures and learning the rituals. Since her magic is completely useless against it, she decides to learn and use the paranormal against itself. And this is also why Rainbow Dash is so opposed to the idea of the paranormal, because she literally killed her brother with it in a dream. So yeah, but what she wouldn't expect though is that it would cause so much change to her appearance, something that she loves. During this drawing I was trying to use a different shading method than what I'm usually used to, and honestly it kind of helped. It was like really useful, especially for Rarity and Fluttershy's drawings. It just made things so much easier to like decide and figure out where everything is and where everything needs to go. So yeah, it was just really nice. I really enjoyed it, and I chose the knowledge element for her, even though she's not really known for being the one that like studies, because to me her type of character is a type that would just like to learn things that she doesn't know, even though Twilight is considered the book nerd one. And here is her final design. Like I said, she was actually the first one that I made, and I actually got 5th place in the contest, so yeah, I think it suits her well. So yeah, this is Rarity. So yeah, these are all 3 redesigns that we made today. I honestly love them. I think they look really cool. I think they look really sick. I think they look just so interesting and just really fits the character along with the universe they not only come from but are inserted in. I will be making the rest of the main 6 in the next video. I already have like their elements planned and like everything that I want planned. I also plan to make other beings from the series like Discord, Nightmare Moon, maybe Celestia, maybe other NPCs. Sup me 6 months in the future. Just want to say thank you for the 2,000 views on my Redesings redesign. Crazy shit. I legit did not plan to leave after that happened. Also, I did other character redesigns, not this year, but in 2024, I made Sunburst, Big Macintosh, and Zecora. I'm gonna put them in the screen because it was going to be a video. It just never did. Because my computer died, I lost the footage and I don't have it anymore. So just enjoy the redesigns that I made. And there's also a little segue that I want to start introducing at the end of my videos, which is today's song of the day. I won't be playing the song of the day because of copyright, but today's song of the day is Girl Hell 1999 by Femtamil. Thank you for watching.